Hello. I haven't filmed a video in months and months, maybe 10 months, maybe 9 months, I'm not sure honestly. But the last video I have on this channel is me moving into this apartment. So today I thought I will try to make another video. I'm not sure how to do it. I'll just go ahead. I didn't even plan anything. I'm still in Tokyo. I still live here in this apartment and I work full-time. I work very hard, I think. I work as an art teacher in a very special school. I teach many different students, many different ages, and I also write and plan everything I do in my classes. So it's a lot of planning, a lot of innovation, and just a lot of effort that I put into my teaching and my classes. Besides learning how to be a teacher and how to be an educator, I also learn a lot about art and the art activities and topics I'm teaching or talking about. I am learning a lot also from other teachers and educators, from my students who come from many different places in the world. So I've been very busy. Also, there is all of this catastrophe happening in my homeland. It's been happening since October, and in my view long before October, but the situation in October was extremely difficult, and it's still extremely difficult, and I do not know how to speak about this to anyone, honestly. To people who are close to me, to people who know me here in Japan and don't really know how to ask me about it, so they usually don't. I don't know how to talk about it to anyone, even to myself, and especially not to a camera. Maybe in order to help myself talk a little bit and make a video, I will open this package. I got this small package for my parents who live in Haifa. I got this quite a while ago, almost 2 weeks ago, and then I just put it on my table here and I went back to my life. Every now and then I look at the package. I don't know, it gives me this warm feeling. Oh, my parents sent me something and I still have not opened it and I don't know what it is, and it just gives me a warm feeling, you know. But my parents have been calling me, and each time we speak they're like, did you open the package? Did you open the package? And I'm like, לא פתחתי, I didn't open it yet. So I thought perhaps it's time, maybe while I'm opening this small package, finally I will also just chit-chat about what has been happening with me here in Tokyo. I'm gonna take this to assist me because the package is quite sealed. So while I'm opening this, I will share that it's been quite a lonely time with holding up all of these feelings and emotions and just craze really about what's happening back home. In October, I was shocked for a very long time by October 7th, and I'm still shocked. I have not processed it yet. I honestly don't think people can understand. Most of my friends are not Israelis. There are people who I went to college with in New York, people who I met here in Japan. So my friends are from all over the world and we speak in English, and a lot of my friends actually don't really know much about where I'm from, and I don't talk about it very much. But for the first time in my life in October, it was extremely difficult that is the situation, that the people who are close to me are not Israelis and they don't speak my native language. The fact that so many citizens were just murdered in their bed, I never thought I would live to see something like this. It's a core thing about the state of Israel that was just shattered, basically. This sense of security that we are, you know, we live in a place that is safe for us. Something like this cannot happen. We trust the army to protect us. We trust each other to be there for each other. To something like this can never happen. This ethos about security is very fundamental in how we see the place we live in and how we see each other. We grow up on a very long chain of fears that the world hates us, that the Holocaust and other things happened for hundreds of years. Our ancestors were suffering from persecution and dying, but now we have Israel. Now we have a place where this is can no longer be. And and October 7, I think, just shattered this. Maybe I will start opening the package. Very tightly wrapped. Many things come in the mail here in Japan, and I cut them open, and sometimes they don't survive the cutting. Okay, so I cut it quite fiercely, and now I have it here like spread open. Let's start with coffee. So I have here a particular coffee from Israel, Palestine, because it's Arab coffee with hell, this like ingredient, spice, and because it has this spice in it, I really like it. It's quite cheap, but in Japan I can never find anything like this. So I have 2 bags of this, which it makes me very happy. I really like the smell of this coffee, so each time I make it, I inhale the hell. I showed you the coffee without showing you the card that I have here. It says Le'efrat to Efrat from Ima ve'Aba, mom and dad, and I will open it. My mom has many, like a collection of random cards. This is one of them, but this is cute. Efrati אהובה, Dearest Efrat, כמה דברים להמתיק את המסע, a few things to make the journey more sweet. תמשיכי לנסות, ללמוד, להחכים, בזרימה ובקבלה. Continue trying, continue learning, get smarter or wiser, with flow and acceptance. שיהיו הרבה רגעי שמחה, have many moments of joy. התפתחות וצמיחה, development and growth. וקבלי את הכאב בהבנה. Accept the pain with understanding. ללא סבל וחרטה, without suffering and regrets. זה חלק מחבלי הלידה. I don't know how to translate. The things that hold you at birth. איתך תמיד באהבה. With you always with a lot of love. אמא, mom. פתי אהובה, dearest Fati, which is a nickname my dad calls me. חבילת שי מאיתנו להנעים את זמנך. A present package from us to pleasant your time. בגולת יפן, in exile Japan. חיבוקים ונשיקות, hugs and kisses, והמון אהבה, and plenty of love. אבא, dead. Very nice card. I'm becoming a bit emotional. Anyway, now I have a lot of tea bags. Some of them are actually American yogi type that you can also get in Japan, but they are quite expensive. And some of them, I specifically said I would like to have tea with nana, which is nana is lemongrass. No, it's not lemongrass, it's mint. So I wanted mint tea because I feel like this is like what you get in Israel all the time, a tea with mint. I don't really come across any teas with mint in Japan. I don't know why. I mean, it's the land of tea and they have many other plants in their teas, but not mint. I'm not sure what this is. But I'm very excited to try. I love tea. I drink coffee, I drink tea, I drink coffee and tea, one after the other. I'm very much against the war on Gaza right now. I'm also against Hamas. I hate Hamas. I don't think they care about anyone, their own people. They just want a mess and death and blood, and they got it. They got a lot of mess, death and blood from everyone. So I'm sad about Israelis who are murdered and dying, Palestinian children who just want to live their lives and they can't. I read an article in an Israeli newspaper, and the article said אין תקומה מזה, and there is no rising up from this low. And I think it's absolutely true. There's just that no matter what's going to happen from now on, we're just at the lowest of the low. I'm saying this as someone who lives in Japan for years. You know, my soul is so there. No matter how far I am or how long I will be here, I'm from there and I think about it all the time and I cannot detach myself. A lot of people tell me I'm privileged to be far and I can just not think about it, but I do think about it. I know from my personal life and experiences in Israel and Palestine that there are so many places and people there who are already there together. Their life are in one another, and that's the way we should live. I worked in a school in Jerusalem that is bilingual. Palestinian kids and Jewish kids study together, study in Hebrew and Arabic, which this is the future. And I think most people who live there, they know this is the future, and the balance is very fragile. But unfortunately, some extremists on both sides don't want it to be this way, and sometimes they do crazy stuff that put us all in danger. Each time I start talking about this, I get so crazy, I don't know. I feel small against what's going on. And I feel each time I try to tell, even to my closest friends, what's going on, or more like, how do I cope with what's going on, I kind of fail. I become a soup of tears. So I just been trying to, you know, do my work, go to work every day, do my tasks, keep myself healthy as much as possible. Anyway, let's keep opening the package, shall we? The package is still here. So next I have this book here, כימים אחדים by Meir Shalev. כימים אחדים in English is, I do not know what it is in English, even though I'm sure it was translated to English. Meir Shalev is one of the most famous Israeli writers. He passed away last year, I think. This is a book he wrote and I never read, and I wanted to read for a while because an Israeli yoga teacher recommended this in her channel. So I was like, I need to read this. And inside this book I found this poem, bookmark, and it has another poem on the other side. I love Hebrew very much. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful language. In general, Hebrew speaks to my heart the most. I also have here some magazines, Haaretz magazines. Haaretz is Israeli newspapers, the newspaper we used to read in our household. It's considered the most liberal, lefty newspaper, but also the newspaper that I enjoy reading the most. In this day and age, I read many newspapers. I read, you know, the New York Times, I read the Atlantic and CNN and all sorts of, I don't know what, other things. The Japan Times sometimes, because I'm in Japan. But reading in Hebrew and reading Haaretz will always be my joy, my secret joy. Okay, next. Next, I have here all sorts of very unhealthy, cheap chocolates. Te'ami is one of them. It's a quite favorite of mine, always has been a favorite of mine. And I also have here chocolate para. It's like exploding in your mouth, like fireworks kind of thing. A lot of like Israel haters abroad. I saw a post somewhere saying, oh, of course the terrorists have this kind of chocolate, and to them I'm saying, you are putting your energy in the wrong place. A lot of people put their energies in the wrong places. My parents live in Haifa, so they put here kind of an exhibition brochure that is in Hebrew and Arabic. It's also Russian. Yeah, so this is the Israel I miss, and quite sad that it's kind of destroying itself. The multicultural Israel that supports all of its citizens, that everyone can say their opinions and use their language and express themselves and their identities. Israel can be, in my view, very liberal and very free expression loving place. I spent quite a few years in the United States, and sometimes I feel like in places like Haifa or Tel Aviv you can actually be much more supportive of free expression, but in a real way, like you can actually talk about things. I feel like today in America, with the cancel culture and all the, I don't know, don't speak about this and this kind of culture, you're very limited with what you can actually talk about in conversations and dialogues. And I feel like sometimes in Israel you can actually be more free to have conversations, real conversations. Unfortunately, I believe hate and violence feed hate and violence. So when atrocities are committed, more atrocities will be committed and more blood will be spilled. Yeah, I will never be convinced that violence is the answer to violence, and that's how you solve the problems. It's not. It's just gonna bring more and more disasters upon us. I don't see the end of this. Not for Israelis, not for Palestinians. I just don't see it. I think so sad, because I really think the area could flourish. This is our home. There are two people on one land. This is how it is. My parents also put this random magnet for the fridge here. It's very nice. Last but not least, I have here a scarf, I guess. I'm gonna put it on my head, but not like this. I'm gonna I tie many things on my head. I have a collection of scarves, kind of like this I do usually. Put it on my head like this, or in some other shape or form. What else do I have here? I have here this. This is the last thing, I believe. And this is a box. And in the box I have a piece of paper. This piece of paper. And earrings. That's nice. Sometimes people write to me messages in social media and say, why are you not speaking about Palestine? Why are you not speaking about Israel? I honestly get all the all the complaints from everyone. Like, Israelis say that some say that I'm a self-hating Jew, some say that I'm naive, that I don't understand anything because I live here in Japan. I think it's ridiculous. It's obviously who I am. I'm an Israeli. I will always be one. I feel a lot about this. Nobody can take this identity from me, you know. The other people who say that I need to be against my people and speak for Palestine, why don't I post about it? I'm sorry if I'm not standing in the expectations of you. I feel like everyone kind of feel like they have authority over my identity. So some of the people I went to college with in New York, no matter if I say anything, I'm already like cancelled person. I'm a Zionist cancelled person. I don't know, there's some kind of definition. They were probably because I came from where I came from, because I have this accent, because my family lives in Israel. So there's no way to communicate with this kind of people. I don't even want to try to communicate with this kind of people. The way I see it, I need to just keep being nice to the people around me, spread good, do good in the world, even just around the circle of my friends, the people whom I work with. If I can stay positive, compassionate, that's also something. So that's it for this video. Thank you for joining me on this spiel of emotions. I'm not sure what I said in this video. I'm gonna edit it later and figure out. I opened the package, and thank you Ima ve'Aba, mom and dad, for this package. I'm very happy about it. It made me very happy, and that's it. I'm gonna go. See you everyone in the next video. Bye bye.